I probably shouldn't have started this early, but in the first of many, I have not opened American Truck Simulator before I started streaming. But hey guys, Spam Waits here. Welcome to what is almost the first year anniversary of the comeback of the Truck and Talk Thursday. That's hard to say, but I've always wanted to say it like that. Well, no, really, I can't believe technically next week, which after rewatching the first vlog again, I did not know that I started Truck and Talk on Black Friday and Thanksgiving Thursday. So technically, every time I do um, Truck and Talk, it it starts on Black Friday or Thanksgiving Thursday. So technically, I should be streaming next week, but I'm not. I hope we have music. Actually gonna increase the volume for American Truck Simulator because for the past couple of weeks it's always been very low, 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 low. So I'm gonna try and increase the volume, but also I'm gonna try to zoom in because I feel a little bit far away. Um, but yeah. So yeah, no, it's been almost a year technically. Yeah, next week it's gonna be a year since I've restreamed Truck and Talk Thursday because technically this week actually no, it's already past it. But about like 5 days ago, 1 year ago, 1 year and 5 days ago, was let go from work from census. And with that, I decided to just say, fuck it, I'm going to play some games, I'm going to play some Genshin, and then I'm going to, I think shortly thereafter, I just said, you know what, let's just start playing start playing American Truck Simulator because I have a wheel and pedals. Thank you to the Logitech G920. G920? I'm so used to webcam. I think it's the G920. Yes, it's the G920 because technically the C920 is a webcam, which I don't have. I'm using a phone now, hence why it looks very red right now. And also, I know my mic is like a little bit lower comparatively to where it usually is, but right now it's like right where my wheel is supposed to be, and it sucks because now I have to turn with a mic in front of me. So what I could do is do this, but then this just looks weird. So I still haven't figured out the mic placement. Maybe I could just do that. That way? Maybe that way. You're probably just gonna hear me breathe then. So, but yeah, I decided to just go back to streaming with Genshin and whatnot, and then after that, yeah, I went with Chuck and Talk. Reinstate correct Chuck and Talk. I don't remember if it was my idea or was it the help of Dragon, who I've always had I think we were just getting back to weekly calls during that time because, I mean, I'll say advanced sorry Dragon for being such a butthole during the time I was working at Census because it was just a very busy time back then to where I rarely had a call with anyone. I just wanted to just work, head home, eat, go to sleep, or watch videos and go to sleep, sort of thing. But this time around, yeah, like right after that, I decided, let's just go back to doing this, go back to streaming again. First with Genshin, and then with Truck and Talk. And surprisingly, this should be. I'm surprised by myself that I was able to stream Truck and Talk for about 47 of the 52 weeks, or was it 46 of the 52 weeks that of the year, basically. This should, I think, be the 47th episode of the year because technically I have skipped out 4 weeks. I think it's about 4 weeks of Truck and Talk in May, and then only one during the time I was moving to San Francisco, where I'm at right now. So basically, all 47 other weeks, no matter which day I decide to stream it, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. I don't think I've had a Sunday one, but definitely a bunch of Fridays and Saturdays. It's where I just started streaming. I have no idea where I'm going, guys. It's where I've streamed a Truck and Talk, no matter what. Whether it be by myself, whether it be with a guest, many guests. Well, not really many guests, but many guests. But I had a fair share of guests throughout the year of doing Truck and Talk, but also doing it myself as well. So I have definitely like after I remember talking about this 2 weeks ago, where I told myself like I went through all my Truck and Talk archives, even back to the 2018, 2019 days, and I realize how awkward sometimes it is to just talk by myself. Where and then after that, I have to be pretty reliant, if not heavily reliant, on having a guest with me to just talk about things because I was still not comfortable talking out loud by myself, sort of thing. I mean, I still having struggles with that now, but definitely years ago when I was first time streaming again, especially streaming consistently because I've been streaming from time to time, even back then, like 2013, 2014 with Euro Truck Simulator 2. I just decided to stream it because why the heck not? But when I started streaming it consistently for Truck and Talk, I was still pretty awkward talking because it's kind of hard to think of topics along the way, aside from like very stupid ones, which now it's really not that hard to talk about these stupid topics because it's fun to just talk about them. I just need to realize that, really. But I remember just watching a couple of my older ones where if I don't have a lot of chat interaction or anything like that, I just go completely silent, which means probably about an hour I'll be going silent unless someone decides to come in. I'll promise you that. But compared to before, I'm able to hold a conversation. I'm able to figure out what to talk about. I also do like to thank Dragon uh, many a times for thinking of topics to talk about while she would be busy. Because usually I always bounce off with, well, ooh, Jesus, that's really close, guys. But usually I talk about like topics and whatnot. I think there's a car here. No, there isn't. We're good. But we usually talk about topics for where was it going with this? I already lost my topic sheet. It'll be like this. Like, yeah, I'm able to talk topics for like about an hour. Like, or I don't remember what we're talking about. Thank you, Dragon, for like thinking of topics because there's a big times where I just can't think of anything to talk about, and especially during the time where I just graduated, technically graduated, but then officially graduated in May. Graduated from college, and I'm back home with my parents. There really isn't much to talk about aside from my week, which quick update. This week has been just a pretty normal week, but also a preparation week for me because tomorrow I will be heading back to my parents, back over into Central Valley and visiting them to celebrate Thanksgiving. So, again, next week's stream, I think there's going to be a just chatting stream. I'm going to try to see if I can have Dragon or someone else as a guest to talk about stuff and whatnot. And we'll see how well that goes. But yeah, no, for basically this week, it's been just working. I've had also actually past weekend, this past weekend, I actually had quite a fun time both doing the vlog, which I hope you guys will enjoy the vlog tomorrow if you're watching this live. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed watching California Cable Car and Knob Hill. I find this vlog to be very fun because I think, oh my god, I have to back up now. I went the wrong way. Woo! Shoots! Wait, I can go there. Let's go. Just give it a honk. Woohoo! Thank God no one parked in here. Gotta love making stupid tunes, I swear. But, yeah, no, this past weekend was pretty great. I hope you guys enjoyed the California Cable Car in Knob Hill. This vlog was pretty fun because it was the first time where I have never been there. Like, let me just say that. It's my first time being there. My first time, I think it's not my first time riding the California Cable Car. I think I rode it before. However, it's my first time being in Knob Hill. In the amount of times I've been to San Francisco, and especially living there 2 years prior, or for 2 years prior for uni, I have never decided to visit this neighborhood. It's a very affluent neighborhood, and definitely not for me, but it was really a nice place to walk and talk and vlog. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. I had to cut a little bit of parts parts of the vlog because I said some misinformation because I usually don't do my research when I go to places. Sometimes I do, but most of the time I don't. Let me go this way. So I had to cut off like a part where I did not talk about the thing correctly, and I don't think I talked about a lot of these things correctly. So I tried to make addendums and whatnot, but it was amazing to go to, and I can't wait to bring my parents over there because it's very pretty. And supposedly, I think the cathedral that's at Nob Hill, the Grace Cathedral, has hung up their tree. Supposedly, is what I heard. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be doing a Christmas special vlog of San Francisco in Christmas in San Francisco. So if you've been prepared for that, it'll be cool to do that. So apparently hearing that, and then I'm just gonna be exploring everywhere else to see how has the festive spirit, the Christmas cheer, spread around through the city of weird, the city of craziness. City of fun. So hope you guys enjoyed that. And on Sunday, I was actually hanging out with an ex-coworker of mine because but a couple of ex-coworkers because it was one of their birthdays, which was pretty cool to talk to them and be updated with them and have a fun time with them. So, but yeah, for the rest of this work week, it's just been working, responding to tickets and all that stuff, and just preparing to go home tomorrow afternoon, right after work. So this will be fun. We're gonna have a fun time. We're gonna see what I can vlog. Otherwise, I got a Chinatown vlog for you guys next week or this coming Friday. Woohoo! Just gonna be a big ass voiceover, which reminds me I need to find my mic because I cannot find my mic. I could bring this one, but I don't know where my small one is. So for those who watch my travel vlogs from before, I used a small ass mic, a Samsung Go mic for the Texas trip, or for talking about the Yellowstone trip. I'm trying to figure out where that mic went because I'm planning to use that mic to record. Also, I'm very red. Of course, I peek in and hear about technology. Hi, Dragon! Yeah. I was just talking about trying to find where my small mic is so I can do my voiceover for the Chinatown vlog for next week. I was just talking about like my week just shortly before going back into the year of Chuck and Talk ish. Technically, this is the 52nd week, I think, of Truck and Talk. But it's the 47th of actually doing Truck and Talk. So actually, no, it's the 47th Truck and Talk, but it's the last week before the 1 year anniversary hits. Because technically, the anniversary is not till next week. Because I technically started on Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, which is oops. There we go. Let's enter. Let's enter. So, where was I? Let me take a drink because I made a little mix of soju and Yakult with me, and I wanted to drink this just so I could finish all the stuff that's in my fridge. Ooh, that's strong, but ooh, that's sweet. So yeah. That was a lot of words. I know. It was definitely a lot of. Hey, happy almost 1 year then. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like I'm technically off by a week, but it's only fitting because I'm going to be back home next week, and then I think we'll just do a regular talk, just chatting, talk and talk stream sort of thing. But yeah, like, heading back, going back to basically the year of just doing Truck and Talk. Yeah, I went back into it. Dragon, I don't, if you're, if you can recall, was it you that just had the idea to bring back Truck and Talk, or was it all me, or was it the combination of both? I cannot remember specifically. All I knew was that I wanted to, is that I streamed Genshin like 2 weeks prior because I wanted to stream Genshin. It'd be fun, especially after being let go. And then from there, I just couldn't remember. You wanted to do it, but didn't feel like it. Ah, yeah, that sounds about right for me. So I was like, no, do it. Okay, that definitely sounds like me. Because I was like, I think I had the intention to do it, but I could not remember if it was my own willpower, which is, or your recommendation to just do it. So I guess a little bit of both, really. But yeah, man. And to say that I have done 47 of them so far, well, this is the 47th one, so 46, now 47 so far. It's crazy. You wanted to take a long break after working like crazy, and that break was longer than I like, so I pushed you. That's true. Yeah, because I've talked about it before. If you want to watch last year's Truck and Talk, when I came back, I was coming from like a good 6 month burnout at work because work basically overworked me. um, it was paid nicely and everything, but it was very taxing to the brain. It was very taxing to me, definitely. So I really did need to take a break from a lot of these things. I didn't really want to find work. Um, I just wanted to relax, chill, and play games, basically, because I didn't really do that for a year. But yeah, no. So thank you, Dragon, for convincing me to do. Where am I going? Sorry. For convincing me to do Truck and Dock once again, bringing it all back again. I'm making it fun, really, for the whole year. Like for you, definitely, and for many others who joined along the way. I thank you so much for making Truck and Talk really fun. Also, hi, Kyo. Welcome to the almost 1 year anniversary of reinstatement of Truck and Talk. Cause yeah, that's how it goes. Cause words, but yeah. I thank everyone who joins from here from time to time. Joining in the conversation, joining in for the stupidity, the dorpiness, the craziness, the seriousness, all that fun stuff of Truck and Talk that has been, well, for the past year of Truck and Talk, really. Ah, yes, this is adorable. Talking crash. It's not a Truck and Talk if I don't crash, right? Words are definitely hard, Keel. And also, I've been good. I've been just packing up, preparing, and also I've just finished editing my vlog. I think I just need to do a couple text overs, and then it's going to be published by tonight. And then just packing up to be going, just packing up and getting ready to go back to my parents' place for the week, for the Thanksgiving week. So that's going to be fun. Well, I'm very tired, but gotta go work soon. Alright, no worries, Dragon. I hope you have a great day at work. Hope work hasn't really killed you yet, but I wish always the best at work for you. I'm here for a bit, gotcha. I said soon, Ranch. um, but no, yeah, I can thank for all those who came by. We just had a fun time talking about our lives. Had a very fun, interesting time talking about our lives during COVID, which was really been the main thing. I mean, it's still going on, no matter what. For this year, it's still been a major thing in our life for the past year. However, it's very interesting that I was able to record that, to record that. I'm just seeing, because I was watching some of the older, like when I reinstated Truck and Talk, I watched a couple of the Truck and Talks during that time. It was just interesting to see what we were predicting in terms of obviously, I think during the time, like late November, early December last year, we knew for the fact that vaccines were coming out. And we knew for the fact that it'll be out for everyone, right? So hopefully we'll be able to travel once again and meet up again. And that almost happened until it fucked up, right? So it was just interesting to really hear all the predictions we've made about what was going down for COVID and what could be the light at the end of the tunnel. Thinking that 2021 was the year for that, but not really. It was almost there, but not fully. I have to work soon too. Hi. Yeah, no, I'm being very special trying to just remember these things. Yeah. But just like it was just very interesting to just see like just going back to things. It's gonna also be very interesting to talk about this again when we get to the year in review of sort of like for 2021. But it was just like I always found it interesting to just reflect back of like, hey, what did I do during the start of Trek and Talk? What was going on? What was like the quote unquote current events, not the full current events because fuck talking about that, but more of like what has been going on with our life and all that stuff. Obviously, talking about our week every week in Truck and Talk. Um, and also just the fun, stupid ass conversations that leads into very, very fun tangents. Whether it be, fuck, I can't remember most of these. Whether it be like we just, yeah, well, I remember for Dragon, looking at a map, seeing where the fuck are we going. I remember re-listening to that one of just you messing with Google Maps for like a good half an hour to about an hour. Just random quips and jabbles of just stupid shit. Talking about random stories from like of our works, our friends, our lives, and all that fun stuff. I think there was one time you were, I think, on a BuzzFeed article, but like also like the random quips of just going on Twitter and then laughing at one thing, sharing it, and then realizing that we made a tangent for it for like about a good 10-15 minutes. So, and apparently during that time when I was streaming Truck and Talk, I did not even get Utah. No, I already had Utah. I never got Colorado or Idaho, which I think just recently came out during that time. Woohoo! And to see that in 1 year we've only got Wyoming, but we got Montana on schedule. Ooh, I can't wait to drive around Montana next. Also been fun to just like talk about. Yes, we are great at tangents, definitely. So close to you, right? I know. It'll be like another state to the border, which it'll be interesting to see if I think SCS hasn't really designed like roads to the border per se, like the Canadian border over the state border. But it'll be cool if they start developing that as well. I haven't really checked much upon it. But like seeing how much things have expanded, see where I've gone also driving on the thing. And also it was also fun to hear a couple of the Truck and Talks where I said, hey, I've been on this road before. And just like talking about like the memories and like that of not only the 2014 road trip that I did, well, in 2014 with my parents and my aunt and uncle, but also in more recent Truck and Talks, the road trip that happened earlier this year, which is quite amazing, like to just see that even like sort of things like this, like even just going down on the highway, realizing something, we could just think of a topic like that, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I think usually we've managed to do a couple tangents of like the places I've been, and then talk about a whole bunch of other things before we decide to derail the topic because it was already derailed to begin with. So that has been fun, and definitely I think it has like terms of just talking in general again on Track and Talk compared to like the 2018 2019 ones. I feel like I've gotten a little bit more comfortable talking regardless if I have a guest or not. Again, we'll see in about 20-30 minutes because I feel like that will be my cutting room floor when I do kind of run out of things. But I think for this one, it's going to be an exception. We'll see. In terms of what to talk about and whatnot. Oh, I don't want to crash. I'm also really, aside from the one blip of crashing I did, I'm really trying my best to drive properly back to California. But it's a whole year of TNTT. There should be a lot to talk about if you're prepped. I like tuned into like a couple of them. I like try not to watch it like in the periodic order, in chronological order. But I'm more of like I just want to skip to a couple of them, like especially in terms of the time of where something major would have happened, whether it be like an interview, my trip, and preparation of trip, which was also very fun and interesting to like listen about. And just like the couple things along the way, and then in terms of like what's going on with the whole world, basically. Why? Because listening to 100. I want to know. I need to check this out, see how many hours it is for the 46 Chuck and Talks. Oh, no, 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 no. No, no, no. I didn't watch it. No, no, no. I didn't mean like that. I've watched Chuck and Talk in chronological order, but not by like one by one by one. I like watched like one or two and then skipped like about a couple weeks or months down to like another major event, which was like the road trip, like preparation for the road trip. And then I decided to skip a couple to the preparation of moving and the interviews and like that. Like I went in that chronological order, but I didn't go for like every episode sort of thing. Then you say because if you jump to like last month to like 5 months ago, 2 months. No, 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 no. No, I did not do that. I went in terms of chronological order, but like skipping a couple of weeks along the way, just to like especially pinpointing to like a major event that happened in a couple weeks time sort of thing. So I would be well me. Oh, I know you would be actually though. I am now driving on the shoulder. Wee. Okay. It's not a truck and talk if I'm driving bad, right? So just yeah, what? I do kind of miss like the early times where um a lot of other people were able to like fit in their schedules. But you know, times have changed, things have changed. Everyone has different schedules, including myself because I'm working. Oh dear Lord, is in GTA 5. Hi. But it was nice to have like a couple of guests, including Dragon, including Green Coronas, including Brianna, for like the very early on Trek and Talks up to March, because many of them were able to fit in the schedule because most of them, had a pretty synced up schedule. But then, life hits, schedule changes, promotions, all, changes in like, things and like that has happened. So it's been more or less of a solo stream, unless if I do plan it out with, for the most part, Dragon. To do Trek and Talks compared to last time, because last time I was able to collaborate with pretty much as many as I can, so I was able to just bounce off, and it was like pretty easy to do those Trek and Talks early on because hey, I haven't had them in a year, you know, let's hear about their year sort of thing. And it was just great to hear how everyone's year went, whether it be good, whether it be bad. It was just very interesting to listen to, and was to the most part a memory. Well, again, whether it be good or bad, it's a memory, right? Just to hear, just to talk about, and all that stuff. So it was just really interesting to listen to again this week, of just especially whether it be myself talking about my work, all of my senses work, or talking with a guest to hear about their whole year, leading up to and going into COVID. So that was just really interesting, just like listen to, reminisce, and really, really pinpoints like, the past. Even though it's been a year ago, it feels like it's been a hell of a long time ago since that happened. Hell, it does kind of feel like I've been doing Trek and Talk for more than a year, even though it's only been a year since it's coming back, almost a year. But like hearing those early on was very interesting, and then just especially for the early ones where like I didn't give two fucks about trying to find a job, because I really did want to take that break, and I did for the first couple of months coming back. Definitely for the first couple months into Truck and Talk, where I just really didn't want to work. I was definitely burnt out because, yeah, census really took a toll on me. So I didn't really look for a job till about, I think it was February. Was the like I think the target. So basically, the whole time I was just either watching YouTube videos, maybe a little bit of YouTube videos, like uploading Let's Plays and whatnot, and then doing Truck and Talk, doing a Genshin stream, doing all that stuff, and just taking it easy in the midst of also filing for unemployment, um, trying to get unemployment insurance and all that fun stuff. But at least that wasn't so bad. I didn't really care that as much. That wasn't really too bad until it really mattered. But it wasn't too bad, and I was able to relax the rest of 2020 and definitely going into 2021. And during that time, I was able to do a couple of side projects along the way, try to see if I could become a tech YouTuber, which kind of flopped. But we'll see we'll see what comes about because I've been changing courses every time, as you've noticed on my YouTube channel. If you guys watching this on YouTube, but just doing that and just still maintaining a schedule with whether it be by myself or for a good majority of I think during that time with Dragon and if possible maybe with King Cronus. I think I had a couple more streams. I think like about two or so extra streams with King Cronus and then about two or three streams with Brianna. Especially when like I think it was during my dad's birthday and my birthday, like the day before actually, before we were going out, I decided to just like, let me just get Brianna for this week. Talk about stuff, talk about random stuff. So that was great to like have them as guests. And I'm trying to see if I really want to open with two more guests for the next year of Chuck and Talk. It'd be interesting. Like it'd be interesting to get a new set of voices for the year. Um, and see who I can get, see who I could talk to, see who could be recurring and all that stuff. Because, yes, more people. Yeah, I'll try. We'll see. I want to just talk about things and see where it goes and all that stuff. So I may plan on opening that up here in the next coming weeks. If anything, it'll start in 2022, where I'll try to see if I could get more and more people joining in. I love being your main guest, but I'm gonna be busy the last 6 months of of the Toastmasters year. That's fair. I know you are quite the busybody, especially going to be for 2022 when you're going to be doing a heck of a lot more, not only as a VPE but for many other things. So I will try to get more guests along the way, see what we could talk about, see if I could just ring up it like a podcast. Because all right, Dragon, I'm gonna ask you the question. Would you consider this as a podcast, or would you still consider this as gameplay? I'm curious, or just a regular live stream. Because there really isn't a topic aside from talking about the week and tangential things. So I don't think it's a podcast, but it's worth a shot to ask this question again. Knowing that you've already been there. It's not quite a podcast? Yeah, that's true. Because you've been doing podcasting for almost a year, which will be very fun to talk about it in the year end if we can. Yeah, I figured as much it wouldn't be since there's not really a topic. The gameplay is commented on times at times, so okay, that's fair. Yeah, it's not it's not truly a podcast per se. That disrupts the podcast typical podcast. Well, that's true. That's true. Yeah. So yeah, no, this is definitely more of a live stream than a podcast. Yeah, I agree with that. I've always wanted to like rehear that input because it's like borderline but not really. So yeah, that makes sense. Um, but where was I? Talking about like getting guests. Yeah, I wanted to see if I could get guests for 2022. More people talk about just random things. See if they want to talk about their life. Do like a little behind the scenes sort of thing. Because I feel like this is just really a behind the scenes sort of thing of into our lives, what we do and all that stuff. So yeah, I'll see. I'll probably will post out on Twitter to see like, hey, who wants to talk about an hour and a half with me as I drive, hour and a half, 2 hours as I drive into the middle of nowhere in America and or Europe, which means in 2022 I'll go back into Euro Truck Simulator 2. That is a promise. I will change it up, change it back to Euro Truck Simulator 2022. Bring Tony into this and talk about anime. See, I don't know about that because Tony is not like the sort of person that was willing to talk into a stream compared to talking with just like friends. I wish I could convince him to do that, but I don't know if he's like a topic talker, unlike AJ or like many others. I do want to like it'd be cool to get more of my friends to it, but it's tricky because some of them are really easy to talk to. Um, and just bounce off with in terms of like talking about random shit. Other times it's really tricky to get that into a video or get that into like a recording sort of thing. Out of other out of Twitter and other peeps, any ideas who you know what would be cool? I want to get Crow or Blaze, who you know, Blaze, to be on, like especially for like those who have um, jumped in as a chatter. I kind of want to get some of those on board to see if they want to talk about their week and whatnot from time to time. If they can make the way, make out about 2 hours or so to talk about that, I could definitely, it would be great to get those people. Um, Stephanie Blaze, I don't know if he would be up for it. Like again, and whoever's chatting on the chatter box, the chat box and whatnot. It'd be cool to open up to my past friends who have been big streamers. So really, Pat, be interesting to get Garb. I think yeah, both of them would be busy, but it'd be cool to see, especially considering my schedule. It's like it's kind of late at night, so it's like a very hit or miss in terms of if they're still streaming during this time or not. But it'll be cool. Pat is fairly open. I'll definitely think about that. It'll be interesting to see if he's willing to like, ooh, what's going on over here? Be like talk about and see how well we like open up and whatnot of those things. But it'll be cool. I'll definitely think about it. Yeah, in terms of that, and then whoever like wants to like jump around, like if they want to talk about their week, and if they're comfortable talking with me after watching a couple of Truck and Talks, if they feel comfortable doing it, I'm willing to invite them. Try to do it for one or two episodes, and then if they feel comfortable to do it again, then they're free to come over as a guest. Especially if I don't have anyone or anything like that, it'll be great. Um, I think there will still be at times where I won't have a guest, where I'll just probably just talk by myself. But I will see. I'll try to my best to do more um, guest streams in terms of Truck and Talk, definitely. But it was nice to really like have guests, especially like you, Dragon. Um, just to bounce off ideas and all that stuff along the way, and then just keep a conversation going, whether it be just between the two of us or with a chat or whatnot. Yeah, but hey, before I go, for a little structure tonight, start with how you felt about returning to Truck and Talk, what you've learned and been through this time around, and wrap it up where you want to go things next year. I gotta go. So, night and chat later. All right, no worries, Dragon. Thank you for that. Thank you for that restructuring, because I didn't have much of the thoughts. Like I had most of it. I just didn't think of like the other things as you mentioned, like the future and what I've learned. Ooh, that's really good. Like I had those in mind. Yeah, no, I didn't have a structure. But thank you for that recommendation, and hope you have a great night at work. Tis why I wish I could be here tonight, but it's okay. Yeah, have a great night. We'll definitely chat later and all that fun stuff. But yeah, have a good night. Um, Once I try to get it back up to speed, come on, trick. So, hey, look, Las Vegas. Hey, look, it's Vegas. Yeah, this is definitely not a podcast. Now I think about it. Um, yeah. So having guests, having just even talking about things and just reflecting, just like going back to some of those streams and see what I've been doing, basically what everyone else has been doing, whether it be finding a job for me, definitely, um, getting a promotion at work. I think Cronus talked about it before he had to shift his schedule. I know for the fact we talked about it more in Minecraft, but I think there were times where we did talk about it during Truck and Talk. And then Brianna being Brianna. And we just talk about her sets of work and whatnot and all the fun stuff she's experienced along the way. But then also hearing, Dragon, oh, this was really interesting. Just hearing how everyone, basically grew up in life. And definitely in the past year, because I feel like the definitely in the old Truck and Talks, I felt like not a lot has happened. That's a lie. A lot has happened, no matter what. But in terms of like, was I supposed to exit there? No. Okay. But in terms of like, just like hearing how we grow and how we want to share it, I feel like a lot has changed compared to the old one. Where I think most of the where we try our best to like be. I don't know. Like I don't want to say we're emotional talking about it prior, but I feel like there was like no, I would say it's more or less the same because I was thinking like it was like more emotional now compared to before, but I think it's really the same because again, it's just me being my derp self and whoever my guest is being their derp self. So laugh, cry, be emotional, be angry, all that stuff. Um, where was I going with this? But just talking about just seeing us grow really in life. It was always great to always hear this on a weekly basis, and especially for this year, I'm very glad that I'm able to do this for 46, now 47 of the 52 weeks in a year of Truck and Talk compared to before, where there'll be times where I just didn't want to do a Truck and Talk or I had work because I remember during the 2018, like the late 2018, I didn't really do much Truck and Talk because work at the voting office, the registrar of voters, really played a toll, and I was just not able to stream during that time, per se. But this time around, even if I'm working now where I'm at here in San Francisco, working as tech support, I'm still able to stream today. I mean, tomorrow, early tomorrow morning, I still gotta go. I have to go back to work, even though I'm working at home. But to be able to just stream after having dinner, after coming back from work and having dinner, it's been great. Definitely great. And just not giving up per se. I think this has been like the main lesson I've learned after doing Chuck and Talk for this whole year was to just not give up. Improvise, but don't give up on a week unless if you know you can't, which was the case during travels and the week I was moving. But every other time, no matter what, there's always a time to reschedule something for later in the week rather than saying I'm not doing it all together. For the most part, I think I was able to hit it on a Thursday. However, I think there was a higher amount of time where I was able to do it on a Friday and Saturday too. So I guess, there's a little bit of a double-edged sword right there. But I'm able to stay consistent. That's one thing that I was not able to do before, especially when starting up Truck and Talk back in 2018. I'd say it was pretty tricky to stay consistent to stream Truck and Talk every week. Because, at least during the beginning, so between February 2018 and, what would it be? Maybe June is where I stayed pretty consistent in terms of Truck and Talk. I'm just doing Truck and Talk. And then eventually I expanded to 2 streams and whatnot. But after that, it's just been more or less sporadic. Whether it be... No, I mean, I was still sporadic during that time. So it's like, there'll be times where I just don't want to do the stream. However, this time I was like, I don't want to do the stream for today. So I'm going to hold it off till a Friday or a Saturday. And still be able to publish, still be able to get that energy back and just do a damn stream. I was able to do that. And again, I just wasn't able to do it for 5 weeks only because I was busy either moving or traveling or moving. I have to flip it because chronological. So just knowing that like that's like the biggest thing, that I can actually be consistent for once and be able to pull it off has been great to know that. And I'm also glad at the same time that I'm able to, again, hold a conversation, whether it be by myself or definitely it's a lot easier with a guest. I'm able to just talk with them without having an issue. I'm able to just, laugh, cry, be stupid about it, right? I feel like before I tried my best to be stupid about it, but it didn't come out natural. I remember watching a couple of them. Unless if I'm, really being me, there'll be times where it sounds like I felt like I forced that per se. Like, I felt like I forced that sort of emotion out. But now I feel, especially for this whole year, I feel like I've definitely been me. Whether it be serious me like this, sentimental me like this, or stupid derping me if I just, crash into a truck, sort of thing. It's been more natural. I feel like we've had more natural talks during truck and talks for this past year compared to back then in 2018, 2019. So I don't know how it can be. I still think it's because of senses where I got more comfortable talking to strangers because that job made me talk to a lot of people. And now, since I've gotten used to talking to people, I feel like I could just talk to you because you're technically a stranger, unless if you're a friend, but most likely you're a stranger. So I'm very comfortable now to just talk into the mic and just talk, really. Compared to before, I feel like I was not, I was shy. I was definitely shy to talk into a mic, even though I've wanted to do it for the longest time and whatnot. I was still shy and like just talking about my emotions and my inner feeling and my inner conscience in ways was hard back then because ooh, that's a highway patrol. That would have been hilarious. But yeah, no, like talking about my inner emotions, inner emotoins. I had to, sorry guys. But just talking about like my inner thing, inner self, learning about things, and then eventually maybe reflecting it back to the life in that week during that week. It was hard for me to talk about that for whatever reason back in the early days because I just don't know how to do that per se. I don't know how to just talk, and I felt like I would just die. Like, and definitely there'll be times where the stream will just die, where I just don't talk about anything. Granted, I feel like that's been some of my Genshin streams when I just do dailies because I just stay focused and I don't talk about anything. But in terms for like this, it's like I can drive and then I have something to talk about, so let's just go for it. And it only fits for this sort of stream compared to say a Genshin stream where I want to talk about the story and whatnot, even though I'm not that great at explaining things. So yeah, everything just kind of felt natural when I'm speaking here on Truck and Talk. Whether I be talking about my weekend, talking about my week, talking about derpy ass stuff or whatnot, tangential things, and the like, really. So I've definitely felt a lot more comfortable just to talk about that, just about anything now, compared to before where I just have a hard time thinking about things. Again, granted, maybe it's also because of the things I was doing back then compared to now. At least now I have something to talk about, whether it be my work, whether it be I be vlogging, or something. I am rarely short of a topic compared to before, where sure I graduated, I'm finding a job. What do I do? What do I do outside of that? Not much. I don't really go. I never really went out per se because that's a damn good question. I don't know why I didn't go out much per se back then. I think I've had a couple friends that were working, but we just didn't want to hang out. We were still pretty much introverts. I feel like now I'm like a hybrid. I'm definitely an introvert, but I can definitely show an extroverted side of me if I want to. So just yeah, compared to before where like I was definitely 100% introvert where I just want to keep it to myself and I don't really want to talk about it even though I'm streaming. Yeah. But now it's like fine. You guys should know. Be transparent and all that stuff. And I think that was like another thing I've noticed compared to before. I've become a lot more transparent about my life. Well, obviously not too transparent, like sharing my personal details per se, and try my best to not talk about where I originally live. Like saying where my parents' place is. I think I've talked about it from time to time, but I don't usually bring that up often for reasons. At least here in San Francisco, it's San Francisco. It's always fun to talk about San Francisco. But just being more transparent about saying, yeah, this is what I've been doing. This is what I've had, have going on and whatnot. Like, I think I've tried to be transparent during the early days of Chuck and Talk, but I definitely held off on a lot of things. Nowadays, it's like, yeah, I was doing this. I went to the casino with the family and lost money, blah, 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 blah. Or won money or whatnot. Like, I never had an issue just talking about it for the past year compared to before. So, knowing that, it's definitely gotten easier to run Truck and Talk. And I usually have no issue to run Truck and Talk because there's something to talk about. Unless if I know for the fact I shouldn't share it at all, then I won't. But for the most part, the things that I didn't share before, I'm sharing now. And it's great. It's been very fun to just gauge that upon either to you guys who are watching this on a VOD, or if I had a guest to gauge it with them. And then we just go tangents from there. And that's what makes the conversation fun. That's what makes the whole thing a little bit more lively than before. Granted, I think I've tried my best to make it lively early days. But now, I think it's a lot easier to make this stream a little bit more lively than before. And plus, I'm able to just like drive and talk. To be fair, I've been doing it now for the past 40 minutes, I'd say. Like, including about 10 minutes of chatting, 5 minutes of chatting, and 5 minutes of being wee sort of thing. So, it's definitely improved from before, and I felt I could feel that definitely. Okay, so with that, I'm gonna go to a couple of the topics that Dragon did post right before she left. How I felt. What do you feel after returning back to Dragon Talk? That's a really good question, actually, because as you heard before when I was talking with Dragon, I wasn't so sure who was the one that brought it up. I thought it was a little bit of me, but I know for the fact it couldn't have been me. It couldn't have been me at the same time. Only because I'm usually not a funny person to be like pushing myself to do something like that. However, it was a little bit of both. And because since I was already streaming Genshin, it's like, you know what? Why don't we just bring it back too? Why the hell not, sort of thing. And this was like definitely a joint effort in terms of just bringing it back for myself. So again, thank you again, Dragon, for really convincing me to do Truck and Talk again. But going back into it, I think I did have a little bit of an uneasy time because, well, I had an easy time, I think, for the first couple of weeks, like first 2 weeks, I'd say, of either doing it by myself, definitely for the first week because I was able to talk about anything and everything because I had one whole year of updates. And then when I had Dragon the next week, it was pretty easy to talk with her and just bounce off with her. But then going on with that, I think I really had to rely on like seeing if I can get a guest because otherwise, yeah, I think I just talked about my thing. So I feel like I just contradicted what I just said about 5-10 minutes ago, but it kind of falls into place. And again, sorry, Dragon, now for talking about it like, but coming from I think it was easy at first and then became a little bit uneasy because there'd be times where I just don't know what to talk about per se. But then, having the help of friends, again, many friends who've given me ideas of like what to talk about, and like the stupid shit that happens along the way, it becomes a pretty interesting topic to talk about. So to those who really joined in with that, thank you. Again, thank you. And again, for those who joined in to chat, it makes it a lot easier to talk about just anything really. Whether you're traveling, whether you're moving, whether you are dealing with work or life or bullshit, it's just fun to talk about. And then I think from there, like I say, maybe about early, like right before the trip, definitely before the trip. But I think I'd say within February or March, I was able to hit a stride in terms of like what to talk about. Hello, crashing. But like, yeah, I feel like a little bit more comfortable to like talk about things, talk about whatever's going on with my life, whether it be like, hey, yeah, I was doing an interview and all that stuff, and da, 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 and then talking about just going out with family and all that stuff. I mean, there were times, especially during that time, like we were slowly getting, slowly starting to open up to try to go back to the casino because, as you know, my family and I are really addicted to casinos, unfortunately. So we were going back into early 2021, earlier this year, and then the vaccine starting to come in. So I was like thinking like, ooh, this would be cool to start planning to travel again. Because once the vaccine rolls out, we can start planning for things, and that's what we did. That's what my family did. We planned out to go visit my brother in Texas, and planning to do that. I also had a bunch of interviews come around because during February and March, that's when I started looking for a job because yay, the burnt out is over. Now I got to figure out how to make money because this unemployment doesn't last too long, and I really need to find a job. So Q doing that, and then eventually once all of us got fully vaccinated, we started planning our trip, and then just talking about all the random things, and especially during that time, it's also my birthday, my dad's birthday, my mom's birthday, and during technically my mom's birthday, that was the start of the trip. So again, just planning the trip, doing all these things, it became more easier to just talk about just those things, and just been easy to talk about whatever at that point. Because I think, yeah, definitely, I felt a little bit uneasy to come back to it, but then I'd say yeah, pretty shortly thereafter, within another couple months, I was able to do these streams comfortably. Granted, again, I thank all the guests I had so far, and definitely Dragon, to make it this much easier in terms of streaming Truck and Talk. So definitely, I've seen that. Oh shit! I've been driving without fuel. Holy crap! All right, we'll go there. I knew I've been seeing that I was running out of fuel, but I just never bothered to fill it. And I passed so much gas stations. LOL. You dumbass. Um, but yeah. So just going, like, just getting more comfortable talking like that. And then again, thank you again to the guests who came about. And we just ramble on for like an hour, 2 hours, hell, sometimes 3 hours. Damn it, Dragon. It's just been fun. And I think that's also like the one thing I also noticed throughout Truck and Talk this time around compared to before was that many of the Truck and Talks back then were just no more than 2 hours, if not right at 2 hours. And I think like if I try to hit 2 hours, that's pretty rare for me. Usually it'd be like an hour 40, hour 30, hour 30, hour 40, hour 50, no more than that. But now Truck and Talks within this year have been at least 2 hours. I think aside from the recent ones where some of them have gone for like hour 40, hour 50, but that's because I'm by myself and I am planning to run a shorter schedule along the way because hi, I work. I'm planning on try to stream as early as I can, whether it be 7:30 or 8. But if I can't do that, then it's gonna be a short stream anyways, because I need to get ready to go to bed or finish editing and go to bed by like 10. Oh shit. So it really only gives me 2 hours to stream, if not less than 2 hours to stream. My god, my nose is so itchy. I mean, I'm looking at the time now. It's 9:05 p.m. at the time we're about to hit the hour mark because I kind of started late. So, like, I can't really talk too much because I plan to go to sleep pretty soon. But outside of like before I was able to find a job and all that stuff, we were able to easily hit Truck and Talk 2.5, 3 hours at times. Hell, I think there was a couple that we go 3.5 and 4. Thanks, Dragon. Of just talking random bullshit. Not really random bullshit. Mostly random bullshit. But just, fun bouncing off ideas, bouncing off stupid topics and whatnot. Fun topics, serious topics, all that stuff. So that's what I've definitely seen has changed compared to the last Truck and Talk was the timing. We were able to just talk a lot more back then. Or not back then, now compared to back then. And that's been fun. That's always been fun to just watch. However, sometimes it was a hassle for me this week because I realized, why did we stream for 2.5 hours? Hey, we have something to talk about, and most of the time, there's not enough time to talk about these things because we spend half an hour. No, not really half an hour. About 2 hours to talk about our week, and then another hour and a half to talk about random shit. So yeah, that's how it's been compared to before, where it's like we're able to talk about our weeks in, I'd say, 35 to 40 minutes each. So about an hour and a half, and then suddenly we'll talk about a couple tangents and then done. That's it. That's the whole stream. But this time around, it's just been talk about our week, tangent. Talk about their week, tangent. All right, okay, fine. Let's try to end, tangent, and then end. No structure, but it's also been fun to just talk and talk and talk and talk. So that's what I definitely seen now compared to before, where it was the amount of talking, the amount of just having a conversation. It's definitely grown within this year of Truck and Talk compared to the early years of Truck and Talk, which I'm amazed, I'm surprised of myself. And to the guest I had, again, thank you to making that, to know that we're able to have that long of a Truck and Talk, because why the heck not? Let's just talk about it, right? So cheers to that. I need to finish this before it gets warm. That's really hitting. So, um, so knowing that we're able to not only hold a conversation and not have a lot of dead air, but also having way too long of a conversation, to realize that, hey, we need to end this soon. It's been fun. It's definitely been fun, definitely for this past Truck and Talk, this past year of Truck and Talk compared to the years before. And it's great to know that I can do that. Again, maybe not so much now, unless if I decide to stream Truck and Talk on a weekend. But guys, I do like my weekends. I do travel vlogs. And I have to do my travel vlogs on the weekend nowadays because the sun goes down by the time I get off work. So I can't travel right after work. I literally have to do my travel. Ooh, it's coming apart. I literally have to do my Truck and Talk on Truck and Talk, my vlogs of the weekend. So it really only leaves me to do Truck and Talk either Thursday night or Friday night, because it's not gonna be fun talking Truck and Talk, doing Truck and Talk during earlier in the week, during the early week. I swear I can find my words at times, guys. Which is doing Truck and Talk early in the week, because there won't be a lot to talk about unless if we had a really packed weekend, which sometimes is true. But we usually like to also put in a mixture of our week and have in preparation for the weekend. Because hey guys, days do change, weeks do change. So I rather hold it off till then, till later in the week, rather than doing it early in the week for Truck and Talk. So that's just my 2 cents and heads up for that. Um, where was I going with that? Dead air. But yeah, so being able to stay consistent, being able to stream long, it's been great to really experience that this year compared to before. I don't know where my other slipper went. Um, But yeah, just doing that, and then I guess yeah, as we go by, still having the long streams, eventually do the traveling and then take that 4 week break off. Which, yeah, sure, I could try and stream during that week, but I think for a good majority of them, I was really out in the middle of nowhere, so it's probably not the smartest thing to stream during that time. So it was smart to not stream during my travels. But I was able to upload vlogs and like that. And again, I can't wait to talk about that during the year in review for 2021. Would be very fun to talk about all the shit that I've experienced, done, and all that stuff during this year. It'd be fun. It would be great. But I'm also saying "but" a lot. It's great. It's great. I promise. But yeah, going to that, and then eventually when I came back, that was a really interesting time. I'd say coming back from travel, which was I was able to talk about the travel pretty easily, but at the same time, there's really not much to talk about because hey, I was able to vlog it and upload something every week along the way. Um, it's just yeah, it was from there. I was like, there's not much to talk about aside from like some behind the scenes. But aside from that, if you want to learn more, go watch the vlog. I've talked about it mostly. So I really only had that topic of talking about the trip really last for a week. And that's it. Granted, I say the same thing for the Philippines trip because I'm able to talk about that a week. And that's it. But it was also great to know that because of that, and in driving around in American Truck Simulator, there's a lot of times I was able to reminisce it really quickly because I legit went there. I legit went through that highway. I remember seeing this. I remember seeing that exit. I remember seeing that truck stop, that interchange, whatever. And that was great to just reminisce that through American Truck and definitely during Truck and Talk. That's why I've been mostly streaming American Truck Simulator for this year. But again, I do plan on changing it again. I plan on going to do. Wow, words. I plan on doing more Euro Truck stuff starting 2022. I'll promise that the first Truck and Talk into 2022 is going to be your Euro Truck Simulator 2 because there's a lot of updates in there and whatnot. And I will try to focus on ETS2 for the majority of the year before going back into American Truck and driving, I guess, Montana when it does come out. So, but it was still nice to just get into Truck and Talk on American Truck Simulator, and I realized, hey, I've been down this path, and then go on a tangent with that. So now I could see why Dragon doesn't consider this as a podcast because, yeah, the scenery in the scenario in this game really changes the topic immediately rather than going in a pretty sequential order in terms of topics. Which means the tangents are real and definitely real. But yeah, coming from there, talking about the trip and then reminiscing it through Truck and Talk while driving American Truck Simulator. And then from there, going through a bit of a crisis because I'm not able to find a job in the summer months, which was always great. And then I just had a very fun time to figure out what the heck am I going to do for the rest of 2021. I've already gone through half a year of doing YouTube and traveling. What do I do for the next 6 months? Well, keep on finding a job, I guess. And that's what I did. And then I think I talked about those updates along the way, trying to figure out what kind of jobs I'm looking for and all that stuff. See if anyone can hire me. I think there were many a times where I talked about it during Truck and Talk, where I was like, hey, can someone hire me? I'm a good tech support person, sort of thing. It would be cool if I got a job offer doing that, or at least an interview to do that, just because of us doing this. But alas, I didn't. But it was interesting just even talk about the whole process of trying to find a job, especially during COVID, which was very fun. And then just going through that whole process, feeling, a little bit depressed of trying to find a job. And then coming into July, hey, I found a job. Not really found a job. I managed to get an interview, get another interview, do the second interview, and then finally get a job offer. And then from there, woo, everything basically turned. Where I have to replan everything, try to figure out, oh shit, I'm going to be working here in San Francisco. And they're going to be expecting people to be in the office soon. And, I need to get ready. I need to find a place. I need to do that. And we talk about that during the streams where I finally made my way back to San Francisco trying to find apartments, whether it be with family or friends. And then talk about those places. And then going, talking this with Dragon, doing little apartment reviews and whatnot. Finding little quirks and features of all of San Francisco, and especially during San Francisco during COVID. And it was fun to talk about that as well, amongst the many other travel things and that, which I forgot to say about a couple minutes ago. But it was great to talk about that. And then eventually the thought of packing, trying to get packing tips and whatnot and all that. Just talking about that during Truck and Talk. And again, the transparency is there, which was amazing to say, because I don't think I was ever that transparent before. This time around, especially during this past year of Truck and Talk, I've been definitely more transparent than the many other times we did Truck and Talk in 2018, 2019. So just doing that, just, talking about whatever in preparation of moving. Then after that, saying that, hey, things are going to be changing and I won't be streaming for about maybe 2 weeks because I have to pack and unpack, or, put stuff in the truck and move and then unpack it all. And I thought that was going to take about 2 weeks, but apparently it only took 1. And I was able to get back onto streaming in my new place here in San Francisco, almost crashing, able to stream pretty stably compared to the 5 megabits a second internet that I had at my parents' place, which I want to upgrade eventually to better internet. So if I do want to stream over there, I can without issue. I'm planning to do that. I promise. But yeah, just having that small hiccup and then getting back into streaming, whether it be by myself or again with a guest. Again, thank you again, Dragon. But definitely that's where it started changing because, well, at least early on when I was here, I was just starting to work. So I'm still able to stream for a little bit longer because I was just adjusting to my work. But now, coming to it, especially recently, I do have to wake up early, I do have to prepare for work. Even if I'm still working at home, which I still am for till the end of this year and possibly for a couple weeks in 2022. I still plan on working at home when I can. However, I'm able to adjust for those sort of schedules. If I do stream on Thursday like today, it'll be a little bit of a shorter one. We'll see how long we'll go. I still kind of want to hit about I still probably want to talk about for another half an hour, and I think I will. But I do want to end before 10 o'clock, and it's 9:20 p.m. right now. So, because I plan on getting to sleep by 10:30, 11. Which we'll see how that goes. But at the same time, I want to just keep on talking because it's been natural now to talk about stuff every week compared to before. I'd say definitely before I was I'll feel pretty uncomfortable even though I have a pretty packed week. I'd feel kind of uncomfortable to talk about it sometimes for whatever reason or another. Now it's just it's coming to Thursday. Unless if I plan it out with someone else to do it later in the week, let's just do it. Or if I have something to do on Thursday night, let's just do Truck and Talk on Thursday and go with it. Get it out of your way, talk about the week, and talk about what's coming up. Because hey, even during the times I'm here on Truck and Talk, especially when I'm living in San Francisco, there were times where I was able to plan out my weekend, whether it be just whatever, or vlogging, or potential vlog place. It was really nice to just get into that notion of like, hey, you may have a vlogging opportunity here because we're talking about it in stream. Because Dragon probably tried to look up a place on SF Chronicle or on Chrome, or let it be that I wanted to visit this place and then I said fuck it, I'll do that this weekend, and then I do, which has been interesting to know because I almost never said no to places to go aside from Tenderloin. I'm going to the place for the weekend. Compared to before, I was like, I probably would question it. But now it's like, you know what? Fuck it. I got time. We got the weekend. I got the money. Let's go. And then I do. So it's been great to even know that I'm streaming a little bit less in terms of time. Unless if I plan it out again. I'm still able to get something out of it. Whether it's just letting stuff go because it's quite the week, or realizing that, hey, I have an idea of what I want to do for the weekend. And it's just been fun to just even talk about it here. Be like, yeah, you know what? Let's try to do this for this weekend. Let's try to go to this place. Let's try to visit this place. Let's try to eat at this place. Blah, 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 blah. Let's try to do this or clean up my room. Sort of thing. So it's been quite the ride for this year, especially for Truck and Talk. Coming from unemployment. Basically, when I started Truck and Talk again in 2020 was just getting into unemployment. I think I was just filing for unemployment that time. To the point where I managed to find another job. And to be fair, for those who wants to know, it's been now 3 months in a couple days since I've moved to San Francisco. Actually, I think it'd be 3 months in a week, technically. But to say that I've been here on Truck and Talk in San Francisco for 3 months, that's saying something. September, October, and November. That's crazy. Like, that's really crazy to say that. So that means in the other 9 months, technically 8 months, I was at home. Doing my thing, and then the 1 month I was traveling. Everything has been planned out, and because I was able to stay consistent, I knew where I was. I knew what I was doing. There were no gaps aside from the actual gap, which is insane. Again, it shows how I can actually be consistent for once, and how I could stay dedicated to it. I wasn't like this back in 2018. And hell, probably even starting it again. I didn't have much confidence of really sticking with it. But heck, I was able to do it. That's really saying something. And again, I thank all who have joined throughout the year. I still can't thank you enough for those who've joined throughout this year of coming back to Truck and Talk. You guys really made it really interesting and fun to do Truck and Talk every week. And I can't wait to even do more for 2022. I really want to keep that promise of seeing maybe I could do more guests and whatnot. To get in more guests so we could hear about them. Talk about their lives and whatever random tangents we could talk about. So, do expect that. And, it's been a very, very fun time. And I can't really wait to do more. Definitely, I think in terms of the schedule, I'm almost about to crash. Definitely for the terms of scheduling, again, it all depends. It's gonna be tricky to keep it on Thursdays at times because whether I'd be here or I'm busy doing something, whether it's for work or anything else, it may not be on a Thursday, but I'm willing to shift it to a Friday or Saturday. There hasn't been an issue for me to shift the Truck and Talk schedule to a Friday or Saturday at all. So, expect more consistency. We'll see how many Truck and Talks I'll be able to do for the rest of 2021 and then definitely into 2022. It'll be interesting to see where we'll be coming from and going, whatnot. Well, I mean, it'll be interesting to see where I'll be in 2022. Because looking at late 2020, looking at hell, I'm just gonna find a job and then work probably where I live again because I really don't want to move to. Yeah, hi Daryl, you're in San Francisco now, boy. You told me that a year ago that I'd be in San Francisco, I'd be laughing at you. But look where I'm at now. It's crazy to say that. Again, I should probably reserve some of this conversation for the year in review, but really, this Truck and Talk technically happened at the end of the year. Like, the restart of Truck and Talk happened at the end of the year, so it was only fitting to talk about my year. But it's also technically supposed to be talking about Truck and Talk. In terms of, like, how I felt, which I think I talked about, and what I've learned and, been through the time around. It's still crazy to say that a lot more has happened, definitely, in Truck and Talk this time around compared to before. And I'm the person that likes willing to repeat it, repeats it once, and we'll repeat it again. Thanks to you guys, really. It's great to learn about what's going on in life, whether it be your life or mine, and see where it brings us. And it's just fun to share. We have a fun time. And I don't have any regrets in terms of what we share, and in terms of just doing this. There's been no regrets this time to stream Truck and Talk. And I think at this point, like I haven't really kept it as TNTT anymore. It's more like TNT because it's definitely just Truck and Talk. Definitely not Truck and Talk Thursdays. But I don't regret it. Coming back to it, definitely. In fact, I feel like it's definitely been a blessing to get back into Truck and Talk because again, I get to share about my week, no repercussions, because it's just me, maybe a guest, or you guys in chat, and me and myself driving a truck. Like, it's the most dumbest thing to do, but I feel like it's just the most fitting thing to do because I did it before. And I'm doing it again. And again. And again. Also, I'm sorry for the past hour. My nose has been very itchy because it's kind of hot in my room, so I have my fan, which is blowing into my nose, so it's making it itchy. So that's dope. All over now. So there's been no regrets, and unlike before, because I will tell you this: during I'd say during the mid years, the mid seasons of Truck and Talk back then, 2018, 2019. There are times where I just don't want to do it at all. Like, let me just skip a week, make an excuse, skip a week, and hope that something will happen next week so I could talk about it. But now, there's nothing like that. There's always something to talk about, even if it's very mundane. Because when in doubt, talk about some random shit along the way. I wasn't able to do that before. For whatever reason, I was not able to do that before. But now, it's, run out of subject, talk about something else. We'll figure it out along the way. We'll figure out from that tangent that it'll connect to the last point we were talking about. I feel like that's been happening here way too many times within this stream. So, I found my other slipper. Thank you. I say thank you to myself. The heck. But yeah, it's been a blast doing it, and I don't regret it. So again, thank you guys for all that. Though I have a feeling. Let's see how much I could talk about for the next 15 minutes. Definitely for the future. Aiming for the end of 2021, I'm gonna just still probably stick with what I'm doing now, because holidays are coming up, and holidays are gonna be a wee bit different, because I'm not at my parents' place. If I was at my parents' place, I'll just keep my schedule as normal because I can stream anytime. bar the bar the holiday schedule. But again, starting next week, or technically next week, there might not be a full Truck and Talk, or there might not be the truck in Truck and Talk, because I'm going to be at my parents' place, which means I can't bring this desktop computer with me. And all my other laptops that I have here doesn't really run Truck and Talk well. I mean, I could try and run it back on my old MacBook, which was the early days of Truck and Talk, but I don't want to. I could bring out that old PC, but that means I have to get the monitor and all that stuff, and that's going to be a hassle. But we'll see. But just in terms of streaming trucking, like American Truck Simulator, as we talk about the week, that may not happen next week. I might stream another game or just go full webcam, which I forgot to get my tablet out for this shit. Can I go? Please, 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 please. So, definitely in the next coming weeks, especially for Thanksgiving weekend, American Thanksgiving, which is next week, and Christmas, New Year's, I will figure out something for Christmas, New Year's. By the way, because I think I need to do that year in review kind of early, because I'm planning to spend Christmas again with the family and New Year's with the family before I come back here in 2022. But that's not until the last 2 weeks of December anyway. So there'll still be a couple weeks where I'll be here doing Truck and Talk as usual. We'll see if it still happens on Thursday or some other day, because either I'm going to have a guest or not. I do want to see if I can get a couple of guests for the end of the year, just to see what they're like, how's it going with their life, and all that fun stuff. But I need to find a time to actually schedule that shit. Maybe I have to do it. Maybe I actually have to do a Truck and Talk Sunday, because I do want to get King Cronus back on for the year, because I haven't talked to him since August, ever since Minecraft, and hadn't had him since I think earlier this year. So it'll be great to have him again. And definitely I want to get Brianna back on just to talk about the rest of the year with her before I have, I guess, with Dragon, definitely, because it's always fun to just talk with her about the year and what we've learned. Or I could do it myself. We'll see. I don't know how it's going to go. But it'll be great to actually have a guest for a year in review, no matter what. But knowing that and doing all that, that's what's going to be planned. I'm going to try to get the rest, like the usual peeps, for the rest of Chuck and Talk this year. I'm going to try my best, see if I can make time for them and stream it. But coming towards 2022, I did talk about it already, just about an hour ago, of trying to get new guests, whether it be a couple people on the Twitter, or you guys here on the chat, on Twitch chat. If you guys have the time, I'm gonna see if we can schedule a call, and then we'll just do Truck and Talk. Definitely it's going to be a live stream. We're going to definitely talk it live, but it'd be great to have more guests as we go by, because again, as much as I love Dragon, she's a busybody. Definitely when she's doing her Toastmasters thing, especially for 2022, I don't know if I'll be able to have her as a guest as frequent as been the past year of Truck and Talk. So it'll be great to get more guests on board. Maybe we'll bring a new audience and whatnot, and we'll see how well this sort of stream will go in terms of that. But it's fun to get more guests, and definitely we'll switch it up. I definitely need to go back to Europe, so we'll have a whole year, maybe not a whole year, but definitely a good majority of the year in Europe. Oh, wow. Okay. That was interesting. It's like, why is it not getting me 101? Technically, 101 goes to Oakland. No, it doesn't, Daryl. It only goes to San Jose and then SF. Come on, Daryl. You know your maps. Fuck. But, yeah, I do need to pop in Eurotruck, drive all the maps, and try to see what maps I haven't unlocked, which is a lot of maps, I think, in Eurotruck. So that's going to be great to go back into Europe, try to figure out along the way, where do I go, and then figure out what to talk about as well. They're just doing that, but still maintaining the night schedule. Um, Hopefully, usually on Thursdays. But if, again, push comes to shove, we'll schedule it on Friday or Saturday. I don't know if I ever plan on doing European friendly Truck and Talk again. I only did it because Dragon was in the UK and nighttime for her was noontime for me. So I can't really stream at night. Otherwise, she's going to have to wake up dead ass early in the morning. And that's the last thing I need to do for a teacher. So, but with that, I don't really have much of a guest. Unless if I do have a guest back in Europe that wants to be a guest, then maybe I'll do a Euro friendly. But most likely, those Euro friendly Truck and Talk streams will be done during the weekend and the weekend only because, hi, I work on Thursdays. I can't do Truck and Talk while I work. That's probably illegal. That's most definitely illegal. And I probably would get fired. So if it comes to a European friendly stream for Truck and Talk, it will be during the weekend. Which, man, that will eat into my time to travel. To travel and vlog in the Bay Area. Maybe I would have to sleep early on Friday night and then wake up early in the morning to do a breakfast Truck and Talk. That would be cool. Maybe I'll do like a order Uber Eats and then be like, get my breakfast as I drive. That would be cool. I'll think about it. Don't bet on it though. I'm not really planning for it. Like, no, I'm not, because I feel like that's gonna be a lot of effort. But it'd be cool if I do it. But it will definitely require my utmost attention because I do like my weekends a lot. I usually sleep in for those weekends and wake up with the fuck. And usually wake up around 9 or 10 a.m. So, and usually by the time that rolls around, it takes me a bit to get breakfast, take a shower, and all that stuff. And by the time I want to get out, by the time I finish all that, it'd be noon, and then I want to go out. So, yeah. That means I would have to wake up at like 7 in the morning to be ready to stream around like maybe 8:30, talk about for 2 hours, and then either take a shower or just go, sort of thing. I'll think about it if I do have a European guest that wants to join in for Truck and Talk. And then we could do EU-friendly Truck and Talk. That's a possibility, but don't hold your hopes on that. Definitely it's going to be nighttime NA. But if we'll see in terms of the guests I get, if they're willing to be a guest for me, or if they're willing to be a guest, I'll have them. We'll have a fun time talking, but most likely that'll be at night, my time. At night, American time. So, no, probably not a lot of EU-friendly streams, but we'll see. It'll be interesting if I do bring it back in 2022. But in terms of the timing, it's gonna be what it is now, because again, if I'm gonna plan on streaming it, if I plan on streaming it on a Thursday, I will really only stream it for about an hour and a half to 2 hours at max. And that's it. I was thinking of just only streaming. It's funny. Yeah, no, it's funny because originally when I was getting back into work for this work as tech support at the software company, I was thinking of just only streaming for an hour and a half because I thought that's the only time I can give it. But now, it's been pretty comfortable to just stream it an hour and a half to 2 hours if I can. Heck, I'm honestly surprised myself that I'm able to talk for 2 hours. Though granted, like that, I mean that's without a guest compared to having a guest, where I could talk for like 2.5, 3 hours for whatever reason. However, at the same time, usually there are people on board on chat who will help out along the way. Where the heck do I go? I don't know where to go, guys. Supposedly it's here? Oh, no, it's not. It's not. You fuck. Okay. I'm gonna have to turn it back again. Okay. fucking Port of Oakland is such a bitch to drive around. Okay. But what was I talking about? Yeah, no, like I thought I was only gonna stream for an hour and a half. But hey, I'm able to do about like close to 2 hours at times. So I mean for this one I feel like I'm gonna go for an hour 40 minutes, but it hasn't been too hard to do an hour and a half per se. I mean I've already done it for an hour and 35 minutes, even with some stutters and stupidity because hi, that's me. I'm always like that. I'm cheating. Because this is like hidden in the bumfuck of the warehouse, not the warehouse, the container yard. Oh Jesus, Christ Almighty, I can't back this shit up. Maybe I also should do a lot of singing too, like this, especially during truck and talk. It's always fun to just randomly sing of like all the shit I'm doing right now, especially when I'm driving. Um, I don't know if I'm this kind of person in like driving in real life because I don't drive. I still don't drive in real life, guys. My wheel has just come off. Fucking wheel. It did it again, but now the other part is stuck. Yeah, my whole thing is like moving out now. Um, there we go. Much better. Woohoo! Um, so yeah, we'll definitely see. The for the schedule, Thursdays I'm gonna try no more than 2 hours unless if I accidentally do it, which there'll be times I will be able to stream by myself for 2 hours. But if I do have guests and whatnot, I most likely will be on a weekend, no matter what, unless if they're okay to do it on Thursday. But knowing most of the people that I know, they are not available on Thursdays. So I would have to do that over on the weekend, whether it be on a Friday or Saturday night, which we'll have a fun time from there on out. But definitely, those are the streams that we're going to be expecting for 2022. We'll see if I'm able to do all 52 streams this, like all 52 weeks for the for this coming year. For the end, most likely not. Words I can find it. I promise. No, don't know if I can do all 52 weeks only because I don't know about this week or Christmas, New Year's, technically. I mean, I definitely won't be doing truck and talk, but there'll be maybe some sort of talk. But in terms of for 2022, we'll see how well that goes. I'll see if I can either match or beat this record of 47 weeks. Because, hi, I work. Oh my god, my wheel just fell. And this thing just came off too. Alright, you're just gonna stay like that. My week literally just came off. Hi, it's the wheel once again. Fuck. Okay, let's just stay like that. I only need to use you for like 2 more minutes. Can you just stay, please? I kind of wish I have one of those cute, like those rigs, where I can uh, drive in like a rig, like a, like one of those like rigs for race cars, but we'll do it for a truck. Though apparently some people have built out like those sorts of rigs as well for trucks. I need to like watch Squirrel's video of like how he does his whole thing. Maybe I could do like one of those things, do a little AR head tracking movements and whatnot. It will require a little bit of money and effort, but I could try. It's just gonna be, yeah, that's gonna be a little extra though, compared to like knowing what I do. That's gonna be a bit too extra. Okay. Okay, good. Please stay for like another minute or two. Nope, it's not. It's still moving. Why are you not in? That's still like a finger length of shit. Okay, wait. Yes, I'm fixing it, even though I'm planning to end the stream in like the next 2 minutes. because I kind of want to get over to SF as I do this. But now my wheel is like so. Uh, wee. Okay. All right, here we go. I mean, still expect the scuffness of the stream to happen throughout 2022, throughout the second year of coming back to Truck and Talk, because it ain't a Truck and Talk stream without the scuff, right? But man, this thing is not really staying on my table. I probably need a better table. Like this is really in there. Woohoo! But damn it, now my shirt's stuck on the pad, the thingy. Okay, this should be stable for now. Don't let go. Ah! Like I can't fit my finger in there, and I still can. I just yoink it. Yep. I just literally yoinked it. There we go. Please stay on. Okay. Please stay on for at least another few minutes. All right. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see if I could do a setup like a full setup. I highly doubt, but it's gonna still be like this sort of scuff stream anyways. Cause yeah, that's me. But definitely we'll try to get the guests. Otherwise, we'll see how many times I'll be streaming on Truck and Talk. Streaming on Thursdays for Truck and Talk Thursdays. Otherwise, it's just gonna be a normal Truck and Talk. Definitely, it's gonna be a stream in the week talking about random shit, whether it be by myself, we're with you guys, or with a guest, whoever and whenever. It's still gonna be the same old, but we'll see if I can make 52 or match, either match or beat this year's consistency. I feel like it's gonna be a no, especially for the next 3 weeks. But again, who knows? Maybe I can stream all 52 weeks without issue. I'm going for the ones without the gates, so I could just keep driving. Ito. Thank you. And I'm gonna speed. So definitely see what's gonna be. We'll see what comes around in terms of Dragon Talk 2022. It's gonna be very fun, very interesting. Who knows where I'm gonna be? Whether I'd still be living here, because I definitely didn't know I was gonna move when I was going back into Truck and Talk again. Coming back to Truck and Talk. Who knows where I'm gonna be next year? That's gonna be the fun part. Who knows what life brings me? I still hope it brings me a lot of joy, like it has for the whole year. So, let it be that. Let it be fun. Let's all have a fun year, rest of the year, and continue to talk about ourselves in Truck and Talk. Whether it be the greatest of times, the worst of times, the fun times, the sad times. That's what Truck and Talk is. That's what I made Truck and Talk to be. A place where we could just talk about our thing. Talk about our shit. Laugh, cry, be merry, be serious, be sad, all that stuff. And yet, able to just let it go, continue on with the week, rinse and repeat without regrets. And I do hope none of you guys, for those who have shared their weeks on Truck and Talk, I hope you guys have not regretted sharing them with us any bit. If you do, feel free to DM me and tell me, so I'll be, noting that in the future, because I don't want you guys to have regrets when we talk here. This is definitely a safe space for everyone. So, be merry, be happy. If you want to feel sad because, life happens, right? Just tell us what's going on. We'll all have a fun time, right? So, And let it be known that the second Truck and Talk Thursday, I was here, parked here in front of the ferry building, right next to the muni car and all that stuff. And to say I can see this shit in real life is just amazing. So yeah, I wish I know where I'm gonna be in 2022, and knowing that we'll see where I'll be, because I, out of the 47 weeks of the, throughout the 47 weeks of 47 weeks, throughout the 47 truck and talks, we've been through a lot, and I'm hoping we can continue to still talk about it week by week here on Truck and Talk. So God, it'd be funny if I'd be like in LA or like in a new state next year or in a new country. Who knows? We don't know if travel will open up. But I feel like I should reserve all that for the year in review with Dragon or with whoever I'm going to have for that year or for that stream. And yeah, but definitely thank you all for those who have joined in throughout the 47 streams of Truck and Talk, of bringing it once when I bring it back 51 weeks ago, because technically it's next week is when I brought back Truck and Talk. But you know what? Let's just celebrate it now, because next week I'm not going to be here anyways, doing Truck and Talk itself. Playing American Truck Simulator or any truck simulator while we talk. So it's only fitting to do it now. Again, thank you those who have joined in along the way. I had a very fun conversation with. I'd been an amazing guest and all that stuff, and hopefully we'll get to see you again here next week, the following weeks, the rest of 2021, and most definitely all of 2022, which is around probably late January 2022, is going to be season 5 of Truck and Talk, because fuck matching the seasons up. It's technically season 1 was 2018, season 2 was 2019, season 3 was 2020, season 4 was 2021, and season 5 is 2022, because it's technically started in January. All right, I think that's enough rambling for now, but hopefully you guys had a fun time watching this. If you haven't already, follow me on the YouTubes. If you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to hit that subscribe button to the bottom right. This will still get uploaded every week here on this main channel on Tuesday, so do tune in. I'll have a fun time watching all that stuff, as well as the travel vlogs, and pretty much just those two things. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to be doing with my other content that I still got backlogged somewhere. So do follow me there on YouTube if you haven't also. If you'll want to get updates from me of whatever I do, whether I be traveling somewhere or posting random shit, or whenever I stream, follow me on Twitter. I usually try to post there as semi-frequently as possible. And because I live in San Francisco and I've been trying my best to upload more and more photos, follow me on Instagram. I take good photos, I promise. I need to upload some backlog. Probably I'll do that when I go back home next week, or tomorrow technically, and then just start uploading a couple of Instagram photos of San Francisco, because I do have a lot and I want to upload that soon. But in any case, I hope you guys had a great day or night or wherever the heck you are. Hope you guys had a fun time watching the stream. I should probably start with that. Hope you guys had a fun time watching the stream. Again, thank you again for those who have joined in throughout the year, and hopefully you guys will still continue to watch everyone for the next year. We'll try to make it bigger, grander, and better, or pretty much keep it the same thing. Who knows where this will end up. In any case, I do hope you guys have a great day or night wherever the heck you are. If you're in America, I hope you guys have a great, happy Thanksgiving. Most likely I'll be streaming right before Thanksgiving or on Thanksgiving. We'll see. Stay updated on Twitter. But aside from that, I hope you guys have a great holidays with that. Again, I'll see you guys next week. No matter what. The same bad time, same bad channel, same bad show, and whatnot. Hey, Dragon, would you consider this as a show or a live stream? It's definitely not a podcast, but it could be the two. So, in any case, I digress. I already said my byes and all the good nights, wherever the heck you are. And I'll see you guys next week for more not really Truck and Talk Thursday. Not even Thursday. I'll definitely see you for more talk and whatnot. Okay, I already failed this outro. See you guys next week. This is Spam Waits. See ya. Bye. Thank you guys for coming for the year. We'll keep doing it more. I promise. I definitely promise. I promise. There you go. Oh, wrong. There you go. Okay.